What is up, everybody? This is John with Archer Fish. I'm gonna try to do as many videos in the next month as humanly possible. So you're probably gonna get at least 4 or 5 actual fishing videos, maybe more if I've got really good long days. I'll divide them into 2. I'm going to be hitting the usual lakes, Casitas, Cachuma, Castaic. We'll see if I go down south San Diego at all. So I'm going to be giving you a lot of content coming. So a lot of talking videos, how-to videos. I get a lot of questions from people asking me about different techniques that I'm using and all kinds of just random fishing questions. And I love answering your questions in the comments, but I decided I'm going to make some videos touching on a lot of those subjects. The first of which is people have asked me about a Patreon and how they can support the channel, which is very humbling to me. It's already humbling that people watch the channel, and I've got almost 2,000 subscribers. It's very cool, but it's even more humbling that people want to help endorse the channel and help me keep bringing you guys content, because as everyone knows who goes fishing, it is expensive. And then add on to that the whole YouTube aspect, you know, cameras and batteries and all that other good stuff. And yeah, it's a quite expensive hobby. So anyway, yeah, I've got a Patreon coming. I'm still trying to figure it out. I think it is launched at Archerfish 1. I'll put a link in the description from now on. Hey, anything you guys can give would be awesome. There's all kinds of membership perks. You get mugs and stickers and neck gaiters with my logo on it and a hoodie and things like that. There's other kinds of merch you guys want as rewards. Let me know. Again, I'm very new to the whole Patreon thing. I'm only doing it. I always thought like asking people for money or like saying, hey, you know, you want to support me was just kind of like, I don't know, something crass about it. But again, people have asked me about it. So, you know, hey, why not if it'll help me bring you guys content, which is why I am here. So yeah, that is coming soon. And this video here, aside from, like I said, you're gonna get a barrage of videos. So for all my subscribers, you know, stick with me for like the next month because there's gonna be a lot of content coming out. And for all of you new to the channel, subscribe and like and all that good stuff, because I've been putting out great content for a couple of years now. I'm trying to do better, creating a lot more content. I did have a break because of my shoulder injuries and all that stuff, but I'm gonna be hitting it hard, as I have been for the past few years, and that includes some Florida trips, but mostly bass fishing here in California. So, all right, I want to talk about today my YouTube channel in general, and more specifically, if just answer some questions for you if you should start a fishing YouTube, because I noticed during the pandemic the amount of fishing YouTubes just like exploded, especially at the local lakes and stuff. I personally think that is very cool, because I get to see when I don't get a chance to go to a certain lake, like Casitas, for example, I get to see someone out there fishing and throwing their own sort of techniques and being successful, like my buddy Brandon Ponzo. He's got a very small subscriber base because he just started his channel, but I just clicked on to see what he's throwing, and dude's catching fish, man, and he's catching them in fun ways like topwater and stuff like that, using the frog and all these things at Casitas, which is a tough lake in general, and these are nice fish. I like it because I get to see what people are doing and where they're fishing and all that stuff. So that is very cool. So as far as just filming your fishing exploits and putting them on YouTube, I say do it, because it helps us all as a fishing community, and I am all about sharing information and being open with all that stuff. That being said, if your interest is in growing your YouTube, getting lots of subscribers, and making money, then I've got some hard truths for you. It is very difficult. I've been doing it for, God, really consistently. I don't even know how many years, 4 or 5. I'm so bad with that. 4 or 5 years, I don't know. And again, I'd be fishing anyway, but you know, producing videos, it takes time to edit. It takes me about 5 hours to edit a decent video, like if I catch, you know, a decent amount of fish. If I have a long day and I'm catching lots of fish, you know, it takes even longer than that, because I try to use multiple angles and get you guys some B-roll that you know, kind of shows off where I'm at and what I'm doing, and just make the videos interesting for you, because there is a lot of fishing videos out online. So I try to do my own little flair, whether it's cinematic stuff or storytelling stuff, or just trying to give you multiple angles. So it's not just me reeling in a fish. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Like I said, I dig that stuff. So it is very time consuming to put out a quality video. And also, not everybody has the personality to talk to the camera and to, you know, show you a little bit of their personality, but also be succinct and informative and not mess up. I mess up all the time. You know, I stutter, I forget what I'm talking about, I'll say stupid stuff, and then I just edit it out. If you're trying to make videos and you want to grow and make money, it is very tough and it is very time consuming. And a lot of guys I noticed in the past couple of years before the pandemic, they start fishing Keitech, they're putting out a few videos, and then they just completely got bored with it or lost interest or realized it's much harder to get views without doing just egregious clickbait. You know, I don't mind a little bit of clickbait if it's like, you know, a kind of a tease. It is tough to grow your channel and to grow your subscribers and to actually get to the point where you're making money. They require 4,000 hours viewed and I think, what was it, 1,000 subscribers or something like that, or 15, whatever, I forget what the 1,000 or 1,500, whatever it is. And it was very slow to get to 1,000. It took me a few years. And then it seems like it's slowly ticking by again. If you're not putting out videos, like I had a stretch there because of my injuries where I could not put out any videos, you know, you get penalized from YouTube. So if you take time off and you're not putting out content, you get penalized. YouTube is a giant behemoth now, and there's so much content and so many videos that getting your stuff noticed is very, very difficult. So you have to do something special. You've got to put stuff out there constantly, and it's got to be quality. People have got to want to watch it. The thumbnails have got to be good. I've learned that lesson the hard way. A lot of my early videos, I just did screen grabs, and the thumbnails were competing against other people's thumbnails that are high quality, and they're using these great DSLR cameras and all this other stuff. And so you got to remember, you're competing with some top of the line gear and equipment, $2,000 cameras, $3,000 cameras, great audio. So if you're going to do a YouTube, and you got to start small, like I did, I started with a little hero session. If you're starting small, you know, you're competing against guys with 1 million subscribers, you know, 100,000 subscribers, guys that have multiple cameras that are high quality, and they know how to do it. They know how to get the thumbnails right. They know how to do a little clickbait. And as you can see with the way the algorithm works, like, you're not going to get noticed. It's very difficult unless someone just types in specifically Lake Casitas bass fishing, and then my buddy Brandon's going to pop up, and then you see like, okay, this is tough to get noticed. So your hashtags, again, that's another thing that I'm learning the hard way on. I've been doing this for about 5 years, I think, and I came in right after the wave of like YouTube fishermen that are now like in the stratosphere. You know, all the Googans, of course, started a couple, well, John B was one of the first people on YouTube in general. That's why his thing is so big. But some of the other guys who started like one rod just like probably 2 years before me. And because they got that early start with content, you know, they kind of mastered it early, and they exploded, and it really benefited their channels. Other guys like Lawson Lindsay, he had like 5,000 subscribers when I first started watching him, and now he's blown up as well. So all that to say that it is very difficult to get a huge subscriber base now because there's so much content. Everybody's recording their fishing videos now, and like I said, I'm fine with that because it's fun. It's really fun to record yourself fishing and record these catches, and then to like watch them later, regardless of posting it online for other people to watch. The point is filming your stuff is one thing, putting it out there is another, and I understand all that. But if you want to grow and make money, be warned, it is tough and it is time consuming. You gotta at least put out a video a week. And if you're starting with talking videos, no one's going to listen to you if you don't have any fishing to back it up. I've been fishing for 40-something years. I don't know everything. Everybody knows that fishing is a lifelong learning experience, and that's the fun of it. You can never know everything, and that is what's fun about this sport. Again, if you're trying to do a YouTube, you're trying to grow and all that stuff, you know, you don't have to come across as the most knowledgeable person in the world. If you're a 15-year-old kid and you like fishing, don't talk to the camera like you're a pro. Just tell people what you're using, how you're doing it, and show that that is effective and successful, and people will respond and people will follow you. So, you know, it is tough to put in the time to catch the fish and to learn the techniques and to learn the sport and the hobby and whatever else you want to describe it as, but then also to put all that on camera, to come across as interesting or effective or entertaining or whatever it is. I have no idea why people watch my stuff. I'll be honest with you. I just try to make them as entertaining, as knowledgeable as possible, and I try to be open with information and to get that out for you guys. Because I would have wanted that back in the day when I started fishing, you know, because I've always thirsted for information. I've got fishing magazines still coming in, Florida Sportsman more specifically, so I can keep an eye on the saltwater stuff down south. But I've always dug fishing magazines because there's always a wealth of information, fishing shows, things like that. And now the new fishing show is YouTube. So, you know, put some information out there, whether it's, you know, your local conditions or what you're using or whatever, and just leave it at that. Try to be entertaining or at least interesting in your presentation. And also, you know, try to mix up your videos. Don't just have the camera set up and you fishing. You can do that. And, you know, if you're consistent for long enough, you'll get subscribers. But you're not going to be competing with some of these other YouTubers for eyeballs. And that's just a fact. You know, you got to have something interesting going on. And that's not to say you know, you're fishing in a clown suit or anything like that. But, you know, their thumbnails got to look interesting. And, you know, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, I've been doing this for a long time. I try to be very consistent. And it is very time consuming, the hours that you put in. And it could be, you know, if you got a week that you're doing something else, you got family or friends, or you're doing something else and you're not posting anything, it's going to be detrimental. So you got to really want to do this. And I make hardly any money at this. I do it mostly for the love of it, because I love the process of shooting. Well, I love the process of fishing. I love the process of shooting. I love the process of cutting. I'm also a filmmaker and a writer, so it kind of lets me indulge in that, you know, side of my personality, and, you know, it's been great. So all that being said, I personally enjoy the process. So if you don't enjoy the process of filming all day and cutting all day, because the filming and all that stuff does get in the way of fishing, but, you know, you do have to take time out while you're fishing to describe what you're doing, to kind of pay attention to what's going on around you, and give your viewers a little bit of information or something. So it does actually get in the way of fishing. So you got to like the filming and the cutting and all that stuff too. And then just the posting, it takes time. You know, like, you don't just cut the video. You've got to post it, add all the titles, add all the hashtags, make the nicest thumbnail, and all that can be tedious and time consuming and take the joy out of it. I personally enjoy the whole process. That's why I'm still doing it, regardless of how many subscribers I have. So I'm going to tell you, with my 1,700 subscribers, how much money I make per month on YouTube and what I've made since the beginning of this endeavor, because that's what everybody wants to know. You know, again, I'm just telling you my personal experience. I've seen guys blow up, you know, from a couple of thousand subscribers to 100,000, it seems like overnight. And I've seen guys just barely inch along, and you've got my situation where it seems like it has been forever, and I'm still only at 1,700 subscribers, which is not a lot, but it's really all about the views. But anyway, in this next video, I'm going to tell you exactly how much I make per month with my fishing YouTube, and maybe that'll help you decide if you should start a fishing YouTube.